I am Ann-Peggy Divine. Welcome to the Divine Design, the podcast where we unfold heaven on earth and reframe spirituality and theology for a new cosmic era. Your journey on human evolution and integration of your divine design starts here. Welcome, Jesper Strange, back to Divine Design Podcast.
Thank you very much, and definitely an honor to be here. Thank you.
I'm so glad that you responded so quick because I asked you yesterday before bedtime, are you up? Do you have some free time this morning to just do a podcast about human design?
Yeah.
And
And here we are. And the good thing about getting a question is that I can respond to it. So, and we will probably talk more about that later. Yeah.
Yeah, because today is 8/8, so it's the Lions opening, and even though it wasn't planned, this was what came true, kind of. And you have gone into human design for 3 years, me only a couple of weeks, so we are not expert.
We're definitely not expert, no.
But I went into it because when I started the divine design, human design came up several places, and I knew then that I had to go deeper into the human design. But I didn't do it when it kind of popped up everywhere. But you were one that also have you go into human design. I think you would like it, and yes. So when you said it, that was my divine timing. So. Yeah, and so I have gone deep in mine, in my husband, in my best friend, in my children. So because I myself is a manifestor generator, and you are
A generator. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am a emotional generator with a 2-4 profile.
Yeah. And I have a 3-5 profile.
You have a 3-5 profile, yes.
And just to have a quick overlook, it is kind of 5 different types. So it is the generators, the manifestors, the projectors, the reflectors, and the manifestor generators.
Yeah, but actually, well, it depends on what a kind of religion of human design you are talking out from, because in the original human design, manifesting generators and generators are just generators, and there is a slightly different in how we are working in life. Like a manifesting generator tend to have, and you might recognize this, lots of projects. And no, but you might have heard about somebody having that, and
yeah, I recognize
it. Yeah, generators tend to be more focused on a one thing, and then they dig deep into that, where the manifestors or manifesting generators tend to be all over the place,
yes,
because
I am.
they totally get, yeah. But so you could say that a manifesting generator is a combo of a manifestor and a generator.
Yeah.
Okay. So is it okay that I'm talking about this?
Yeah, but before we go, I want to say something that I think can be good to know in the beginning what the human design combines, because it combines the I Ching, the Kabbalah tree of life, the Hindu, the Hindu Brahim chakra system, the astrology, and modern quantum physics. And it uses our birth date, our time and location to create a body graph of our energetic blueprint.
Yes, exactly. The chakra system is not the old chakra system with the normal 7. It's changed in, I'm so bad at numbers, but I think it was 1481. There was a change. So energetically, a change. So because then you have the emotional center in the Hindu energetic. The chakra system. You only have 7 centers, but in human design there are 9.
Yeah.
Centers. Yeah. So it's based on the new species, like what we are now. So what it says in human design, as far as I understand, is that before 1481 there was no emotional center, and is it the G center too? I can't remember, or it could be the ego. But so yeah. But it is based on the things that that you were saying. Yeah.
Yeah, and why it matters is because it's a map to how is our energy function, because when we know how our energy function, it is easier kind of to not control. The right word is not control, but it's easier to be in the flow if you understand our matrix, because it is understanding the matrix and the energy flow and how to align with the decision and strategy, respond, because there are a lot of elements in profile, as you said, and what are our naturally strength, and what are we sensitive to. So it is kind of understanding this body, because when we are born in an exact place, because then you come to astrology, it does something with the gates that are open for us, the portal. So when we are born, actually have something to do with all the channels and gates that are open for us and how this avatar function. And that, I think that is very interesting. And for some years I thought that no, I don't want it to be kind of fixed, because it's easy to think, okay, this avatar is fixed because I was born on that day. But it's not that it's fixed. It's not fixed. But if you understand, because when I went into it, it's like, okay, it's correct. It's correct. You feel kind of, that's me. But my way of going into human design is that this is a fundament. I have said yes to go to human design, to divine design. And when Ra talks about the rave children, I call it humoluminous. So I see that we are devolving in, because I have said yes. If we say yes, we will be a part in this evolution. Even though the new human, yes, there will come new humans that come with different traits and they function.
A new species.
Yeah, it is a new species, but we can say yes to become the new species.
Yeah.
But even though the children, as he described, the rave children, some of it I see it as robotic and some of it is human. So because when I had a ceremony, I call it ceremony, but Ra experienced this 8 days. I do the same, not in 8 days, but I do it consciously. I open and go into, an entity takes over me. And when I had a ceremony in 13th of March, the heather energy took over me, and then a lot of lullabies and the system came, and it's like, and that was it was kind of the chakra system and how important 3 of this chakra, it was kind of a 3-point chakra system, and Ra talks about the same. So I see similarity about what Ra talked about and what Heather, when she took over me, what came through me, and the new system, the new system. So when all this came through me, I said, okay, I will bring this into form. And human design helped me there to bring it into form. But at the same time, what I think it's important is that we are evolving so radically, and we are becoming so much more sensitive. And that's one human design, because it says, okay, are you solar plexus? Are you lined up to respond? And all of this category. And so Ra used, I don't know all the system Ra used to make this human design, but I will use human design, and I will use other system to kind of develop further divine design. But also divine design, it is not structure as we have, it's not the mental, because we want so much to understand everything in mental, and I see the new as heart-centered symphony. Everything comes through the heart.
Yeah.
So it's wave to, so it's more kind of to respond, the sacral respond as you have in human design. It's going deeper into sacral respond. This is kind of what I see as divine design.
Yeah. And well, it makes sense. And I would say that human design are normally described as a mechanical system. Okay. And that means that, and as you said, human design is a design of who you are energetically.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with your mind. Actually, human design are not for mind people, because it's about the energy.
Yep.
So, and mechanically means that no matter well, you said that it about something about to be fixed, and I think that human design shows us that no matter what we will be doing, we will always be our human design. Okay? The problem is, and this is very important, the problem is that we have, during probably all of our life, being told that, Ann-Peggy, you were wrong. You were wrong. And Jesper, you are definitely wrong. And then we are starting to be deconditioned. Like, if we are our design, we are conditioned, and everybody around us are so always wanted to tell us that, oh, you can't be like this, Jesper. You have to do like this, and okay. And the more that we are buying into that stuff, which we will be all do, because we have been doing it or been told since we were a small child and along to and then you will be deconditioned and move away from who you originally are, like your mechanics. The good thing about, well, one of the good thing about human design, I find there's a lot of good things about it, but it is not a judgmental system. It is not talking about right or wrong.
It's
It
open.
doesn't, because you are a manifesting generator 3-5, and that's it.
Yeah, it shows you your gift, your strength, and you can go and flow with your gift and your strength. And it's like, it feels familiar when you say, okay, yeah, I know I have that strength. I know. So it's kind of an awakening. You can awaken, and it's like, I can use it to benefit myself and everyone.
Exactly. And also another thing that is important for me to say is that human design is described as an experiment.
Yeah.
Which means that do not take anything that you hear about human design as the truth, because it might not be the truth for you. So I find a lot of people that I know that are starting to hear about human design. Then they go to a human design reader. You were talking about the body graph, and you can say a lot about you out of your body graph, and then people are just having this label. Okay, I'm a generator, and that means dong 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 dong. But that is just a label, because you are much more than a generator. I am emotion generator with a 2-4 profile, which is a very, very complex thing. And then there are some different things in the chart too.
Yeah.
And what I want to say is that people tend to use human design as just another personality system. And human design is not a personality. It doesn't tell you who you are. It tells what you are energetically.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people that are just reading about human design or getting a human design reading, or but they are not going into investigate it with your own body. They are not curious about, okay, if I do this, as human design say, it would be better, or not better, but the natural.
Yeah.
What would happen? I can use myself as an
Example. Yeah.
I have been working within personal development for 25 years. I know a lot of modalities. I have been doing a lot of therapy, and but it was not before I met human design that something resonated in me. As I said, I'm a 2-4 profile. 2 is the hermit, which is a very verb person, and the 4 is the opportunities, which is the you could call it the networker. Okay, so I have probably for most of my life been living a 4 type. That I have been an outgoing, I have been on, like, hey, and and it was not before that I embraced my more hermit side, my alone time, my own space, my quietness, that I suddenly, I got into the depth of me, because I was told from when I was a child, philosophers are stupid people. That was what my mother said. I don't know why. Probably because she didn't understand them. But that's a different story. And so I had never wanted to be a stupid person. Therefore, I have never read philosophy. I have never been a deep person because I don't want to look stupid. But when I got into human design, because I knew I had this side, I knew it. I just didn't embrace it, you can say. I didn't accept it. But then I was starting to experiment with, okay, what will it say to be alone? And this was just after the lockdown of Corona, which I totally loved because I didn't have to be around people constantly. And that was the first time I realized, okay, maybe you are not like that much of a people person, Jesper. Perhaps you like your own space. And now my my own space is my sacral place now. Like, oh, I love to be alone, and that is what I'm meaning about that. I am experimenting, or being in an experiment about my human design. And since I have accepted that I am a hermit, I don't have any friends, and I don't like to be around people, that has my world has totally changed. My perspective has totally changed. There has come a much more depth in my life and in my approach to life.
Yeah.
I am still a 4. I still, like we are talking here, I love to talk about things that I know something about.
Yeah. But I'm so glad that you said the sacral response, because when I read human design, and it says a lot about the sacral response, and it line up with the sacral response. And when I read about this is almost the same for me as divine design, because then you are aligned with kind of your higher purpose and the essence of you, if you, the not mechanic, kind of the divine flow. So it's like, okay, so they use sacral response. And because when I talk about divine design, it's how can we be aligned with our sacral response kind of 24/7. And then we come into 2 other points in human design that are strategy and authority. Because the strategy is how life is meant to come to you.
Yeah.
And authority is how you're designed to make decisions. And that actually, if you know your kind of matrix, it's easier if you know that, okay, you are supposed to respond, not to, because being a manifestor generator as I am, I kind of just jump on. It's easy for me to jump on everything. But if I kind of is attuned to my sacral response, as I call divine design, I know, okay, this is for me. It's not, everything is not for me. My divine design know that this is for me, this is for me, this is for me.
Yeah, but also that we are living in a world where you always have to initiate things. You always have to do things. You always have to come up with ideas, but basically it is only manifestors within the human design that are going to initiate things, to come up with ideas. People like you and I, we are not going to come up with ideas.
I am a manifestor, so that I am a manifestor. So yes,
But still, you are not supposed to initiate.
Yes, I am. I not agree with you. Yes, I initiate people actually. So I do it, and I am that.
Yeah. But the how can I explain it? It's very difficult for us as human beings
Yeah.
not to initiate
Yeah.
initiate two things, because that was what we have been told all the times, all our life, because we have never been asked a question. So like when you were a child, Jesper, would you like to have a potato for your dinner? You will always get this question: what do you want for dinner? And you can't respond to a question like that, because it's an open-ended question. But I can respond. My body can respond. Respond to, do I want to have a potato or do I not want to have a potato? So and it's like ideas. So as a manifesting generator, as far as I understand it, you will respond to things that is outside of yourself, like you are seeing a person that is doing patchwork, let's just say that, and then you will get a response that, oh, that could be awesome to do, and then you will start doing patchwork. Okay, instead of, you are not sitting and thinking about, oh, I could start doing patchwork because it would be good for me. So to live in the response is very difficult.
Yeah, and I'm glad you talk about the response. And I see also when you talk about manifestor, it's a lot of different perspective to see it from. But the most important for me being a manifestor is that I respond.
A manifesting generator.
Yeah, yeah, but I am a manifestor and a generator, and that's the kind of the fifth, because you have both of them, and I use both of them, and when I respond to the higher, not only to the outer. I respond more now. Before I responded to all the outer kind of, but now I respond more to my divine design and kind of the higher, and so I have turned from responding to the outer more to respond to the inner, my divine design. And when I now in a month we'll have a ceremony. People are invited to a ceremony, and this ceremony is an initiation, and it is an initiation for our higher self. I had a ceremony in 2017 because I was guided to have this ceremony, and I was guided. It said it's important to have a ceremony because this is what we will do in future, because we commit, because we go out of all design and we can choose. So we use our free will, we can use the matrix we have, but we choose what do we want to create on Mother Earth, because we are creators. We can create heaven on earth. So I did the ceremony in 2017, and now I was invited to do another ceremony, because when I did the ceremony in 2017, I combined all the life I have had on Mother Earth. So so I have gone through all of them, and it's a lot of trauma and it's a lot of struggle because we have done a lot on Mother Earth. And now the ceremony I'm doing, for me, it is kind of surrendering total to my divine design, because now I have interwoven all my human life, all the kind of earthly life. So now this ceremony I do will be kind of aligning with my divine design. And at the same time that I do that, all the people that comes will do the same as I did in 2017. First integrating all the lives we have had on Mother Earth. So it kind of, how many years is it? It's 8 years since I did this ceremony in 2017. So I do it and I learned so much through it. And when I have done it, I can guide others to do it. So what I wanted to say is that this is an initiation. We initiate the remembrance. We remember more and more. We remember past life, future life. We remember the essence of us. So when I read about manifestors and generators, I see that I am both of them. I am a manifestor and a generator. And I see also that sometimes I have done a lot without telling people, because it will be beneficial to say to people, what are you planning? So yes, I am planning now. Now I'm saying what I am planning. I have said yes to go into divine design, to make a new, I don't want to say it is not a system, because we go out of the system, we go out, but it is kind of the next step divinity, next step human design. Divine design is next step human design, and that is what I call homo luminous. We live as awakened beings, we know the essence of us, and that we use this body, and this body is programmed from our ancestor, and also have some gates and channel because we are born in a set period. So it is so complex to understand this system, but we don't need to understand it. If we just attune to the higher, the divine design, the kind of the God source of us, we feel the flow, because we are now moving into a more sensory being. Homo luminous is a sensory being. We have been kind of more mechanic, as you spoke about, also being more mechanic and fixed. But now we are going from the fixed way of living, the more mechanic program way. We see that, we are programmed, but we have a divine will. So we are going from the programmed societal way to going into the divine will. And that is a total different rhythm, because I have my own rhythm. I am a universe. You have your own rhythm. You are a universe. And all humans have their own universe. And it's up to us to find out how our universe functions, and then create heaven on earth on our terms.
Yeah.
So this is kind of the base or the foundation of what I put in divine design, and as you say, God within. So it is, we will start to live more and more as God within. I live as God within. because we know that we have the essence, and that's why I love the sacral response so much in human design, because we are aligned with our sacral response. We listen to our gut feeling, we listen to our body, because when our body is in balance, it is the best instrument kind of we have, because it's download from the upper, and you are kind of grounded on Mother Earth. So it is kind of the polarization between the cosmic part of us and the earth part of us. How can we be in balance in that and just go with the divine flow?
It makes sense. Yeah.
But I'm very glad that you also mentioned human design, because it was divine timing when you mentioned it's like, okay, now I will go into it, because I know I need to understand it a little bit more, since I have said yes to develop divine design. And even though I live the divine design, and I'm supposed to make a system that is not a system, and a system, because the old way of doing system is so rigid. So it is, how do you make understanding based on the sensory? So it is kind of a system based on the senses, the gut feeling, the sacral response, and so when I now will go to Lingen for 10 months, I will go deep into that.
And that sounds absolutely awesome. I would love that, to be in a cabin in Denmark just by myself.
Yeah, so you are invited to come to Lingen when you have walked your path, because you will go to Istanbul, and yeah.
Go to Istanbul, yeah. And then I can turn around and start moving up to Lungen.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
And even though I understand more now than I did 20 years ago, I really understand how little I understand, because it's like, wow, it is.
But I don't think that we actually should spend so much time on understanding things,
Agree.
because understanding is a mind thing.
Yes.
I think it's much more important than be or yeah. And you were also talking about this in your divine design there, that the flow of the energy, and from what I know about human design and what I have heard about your divine design, it's actually not that different. We are talking or using different words,
Yes.
cool,
Yeah.
but when I tune into it, to what you are saying is that I could say that your system, which is not a system, but is not, well, is lighter, like, well, and compared to human design, because it, to me, to what I hear about or what I understand, is that your system is very an energetically system, that where you are basically going with the flow, yeah, in a way. Okay. And
I know here it's kind of aligning. Someone used the word Avalokita. I don't know if you heard the Avalokita, but it is kind of the higher self, the God self, and someone called it Avalokita. So when you are aligned with your Avalokita, the Avalokita is kind of the inner compass that always know.
yeah, and and in human design they just use different words, but
Yeah.
but the inner compass,
Yeah.
is well, for you and I, it will be our sacral
Yeah.
emotional system. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
If we go back to that, because we have been poisoned and programmed, and poisoned because we don't eat healthy, our thoughts are not healthy, our emotions are not in balance. So all of this, when we now evolve, we will be kind of more aware of all the food because all is energy. And I changed my diet in April this year when when I went with the parasite. I had parasite, and after that I saw, okay, I have to be more attuned with my intestine, because my intestine, if you have some gut issue, it affects all your body system. So I changed my morning diet in late April, and after that it's like, wow. And I have been to a detox, and I eat clean. And I have actually, I'm not to say that we have to be vegans, but I have chosen not to eat meat, even though I am a blood type O. And they say, well, blood type O have to have meat. No, you don't have to have. Your body will always tell what's good for you. But I eat a lot of chicken. Chicken is good, but what is most beneficial for my system is fish. If I eat fish twice a day, my body's gonna wee. But if I eat fish that are they give it food with pellets, like salmon. We have some salmon with pellets. Then I get sick. So I need fresh fish, free fish. But our body tells us, so we are going into this. We can sense from our body. Okay, this is good for us. This is not good for us. And even though, let's say that we are 100 people that have blood type O, someone will beneficial from meat and others not. So I think we have to adjust and kind of, okay, the body tell this is good for us or not.
But this is a class example of responding, right? And the problem is that not many people are responding to what they are supposed to eat. They are eating out from a system like, oh, you have to eat keto, or you have to eat vegetarian, or you have to do blah, 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 blah. Instead of, as what you said, well, sometimes my body likes to have fish, but it has to be good fish, and wow, and you can definitely feel like the energy is changing, and when I'm going in the supermarket to buy what I'm going to eat, not always, but often I am asking my body, okay, body, what do we want to eat?
Yeah.
No, not what I want to, but then I take some chicken. Okay, buddy, do you want to eat this? Yes, and or no. And sometimes I am getting very surprised about what my body wants to eat today, because it is always in the moment, because tomorrow it might be totally different.
That is true.
Yeah, and let me give you an example, because 3-4 days ago I was craving to eat crisp, like potato crisp.
Yeah.
Okay, and I loved every single bite of it. I didn't eat much, but I just had enough. It was so good. And then the next day, I was thinking, oh, I remember how good it was. So I pulled out more crisp, and I was eating, and my body didn't want to have potato crisp the day followed, and
That was a very good example. Very good example.
yeah, and so I normally do a lot of food prepping because I like that. So I am making huge portions of soups or whatever and put it in the freezer, and because it's easy.
Yeah.
But I have realized that I normally like soup with a lot of vegetables and things like that. But some days, I can't be bothered eating soup today, or I can't be bothered eating vegetables because my body is craving a burger. And instead of going into judgment about what is right and wrong, I am still in the experiment, but I have started to, okay, if my body is craving or requiring, as I normally say, a burger, I will get it a burger. And I have really felt that, oh, this is so, it's almost orgasmic eating.
You know, Jesper, I love what you are saying, because what you know are saying, you actually show a very good example about how when we align to the new human kind of Homo luminous, we are attuned. We know in the moment, from moment to moment, what is good for us to eat, what is good for us to respond into, what is good for us to do. But now we are so programmed here. We are fed by kind of the media and all this kind of outer. But when we have kind of gone to a detox, because all human now must, if they want to be the next generation and the new Homo luminous, they have to go to a detox. So the first, and maybe this is the hardest, because we have spoken about detox in a simple way, because detox is mental, it is emotional, it's energetic, it is spiritual. So the detox, I have been in a detox since 2013, and the detox has been deep. And actually, one detox I did that someone said, oh, you cannot talk about that. In 2018, I was guided to Peru, and for 1 month, it was a detox, and I was 3 days in the jungle, and I did ayahuasca. I had no experience with ayahuasca, and this is deep cleansing, because most people purge, and I didn't do it because I was already had a detox, but it did something with my energetic a lot, and a lot came up from past and future, and it's like fears that has been beyond time. But this is one of thousands of different way of detoxing, and indigenous people have used plant medicine to detox. So you see a lot of program now that people are going to the jungle to connect to Mother Earth, because Mother Earth really help us to detox, and it has so many fruits and fresh ingredients to help us to detox, because we are poisoned. We are the cell and the water, and so we have kind of gone the wrong way. Even though you say the problem is the problem, I don't like to think about things as problem, but it is a challenge. But we can say that it is a problem that we are polluted, but it is a challenge to kind of go to live with a polluted body. We ourselves become sick. We see all the sickness around us. It's kind of sick, and it is because we are polluted. We are so not aligned with our divine design. We are far away from our divine design. I'm healthy and I have so much energy because I'm aligned with my divine design. I run on, I was in a hill 2 days ago and I woke up 60 minutes and said 60 minutes because I passed every people and it's like, what are you running on? And then I jogged down for 45 minutes. And if I did it 10 years ago, I will use 3 to 4 hours. So the stamina and the power I have because I'm clean, because it is kind of light energy and it's a new kind of energy and it's available for all of us if we detox.
Yeah, and I totally agree. Just what I wanted to say is also that from my perspective, I don't think that the most important detox is not only the body, that you have to detox everything out of it. The most important and the most difficult thing is detoxing your mind.
Yeah, I knew where you were. Yeah, it is.
Because your mind is so fucked up that you definitely have so many unhealthy thoughts.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that because that was my biggest challenge when in 2013, the doctor said you will die. And what had to die was my programmed mind. And it was hard. I really fight against it. I didn't want because, so yes, I understand what you said.
It is very scaring to detox your mind. It is
Yes.
not scaring to detox your body. It might be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It is, but it will all go out of your body. But detoxing your mind is so scary because then you are realizing, oh, I have been living on a lie.
Yeah.
My my whole life has been a lie. Well, not whole life, but a lot of my life has been a lie.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, lie, and to put a human design term on that, that will be a deconditioning.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, a conditioning, because you are being conditioned to be like this by
your culture, your parents, your school system, everything, media.
society, and
Yeah.
so when you go into detoxing your mind, and I don't think, but that might be because that I have a limit belief here, but I don't think that you can detox your mind like 100%. But if you just detox your mind like, say, 5 or 10%, then you're starting asking questions. And asking questions is the most important thing to detox everything, because you are asking questions to yourself, to the society, to everything.
Yep.
And that is opening up, like what you open up to your divine
Divine design, Avalokita or whatever. Yeah.
and reconnect with your essence.
Yeah.
Because but that's another talk.
Yeah, but to go into human design, because when I spoke with you, you said that normally it takes 7 years to go into human design to really understand the matrix. But I don't think we need that.
No, but I might have said it wrong then. So it it doesn't take 7 years to understand human design.
Okay.
No. What from where I have understand it, it takes 7 years from when you have learned about human design until you are so much deconditioned, so you can be your human design.
Ah, yeah, okay. What I call divine design. Yeah.
Yeah, and but I would say I think that human design as a system is so complex, and you can dig, 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 dig,
Yeah. Yeah.
dig, and I love that, of course, but. And I think I will probably spend more than 7 years on it, because there's so many different small things that you can experiment with. But to me, human design is very for me, it is very important to live my human design.
Yeah.
And be curious about who am I when I'm not what I'm being told I was supposed to be. Who am I then? And I am in a state now where uh, where I am being presented with a lot of rage, a lot of anger. So some days I'm just walking around
Yeah.
like
Perfect.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is perfect,
Yeah. It is
exactly.
perfect.
Yeah, and there's so much energy within it too, but but that is just part of my experiment.
Yeah.
And I have times where I have had so much sorrow
Yeah.
and grief and things like, but that is also okay.
Yeah.
Um, what I have learned over the years is not to buy into feelings. Feelings are just feelings. Feeling are just impulses at the moment. Yeah. And it goes. And since I am an emotional generator, I have a lot of feelings constantly. And that was what human design has taught me. Like, the most important thing is that your feelings are totally okay, Jesper. They are just feelings. You don't have to buy into them. You are living your life on a wave.
Yeah.
I am just going like this, and sometimes it's like this, and sometimes it's like this. But it's constantly an emotional wave,
Yeah.
and it changes all the time. And I have spent many, 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 many years on feeling wrong,
Yeah.
that I was wrong because I have all of those feelings, because I'm a man. I am not supposed to feel. I have to be manly, right? And so, well, also before that, but when I came across human design, I got a language that I could explain myself with, and understanding that I have emotional waves, and that is just who I am. You can't change it, Jesper. So what I have learned now is that I am going onto the emotional wave like a surfer, and I'm surfing my emotional wave, but I am not going into it. I am on the surface. I don't know if it make.
Yeah. And when you talk about it, because I don't know, I haven't spoken so much about it, but I have a program called Divinema Reset, and it's a 9-month program. And the 6th first module, it is the reset. It is, we go deep into the programming, and all the 6 is kind of going into the energetic and the emotional, because it is, all of us are emotional being, and we just want to, we have learned that the emotion is kind of wrong, or we don't know how to cope with them. But then I give a lot of tools to how to get our emotional in balance, because our emotional system has been built up, and it's kind of like a volcano just want to erupting, because we have hold back. So the first 6 module is going deep into our both the mental and the emotional and the energetic system to balance it out. So after the 6 model, the 7 last, they are opening up more and more into the Homo Luminous, becoming who we are. Because when we start to speak, you talk about a man in Denmark, and he said that we are going against the real human. And when you said that we are going against, he was talking about going against the real human. This is the same as I think we are going into divine design. This is for me the same, Homo Luminous. So we have been kind of polluted, and we have been so away from our original being, kind of. So now we are taking it back. So that's why I didn't invent Divinema Reset. It was given to me. And Divinema Reset means that we reset from the programming. And Divinema means animation from the soul. So when you have gone through Divinema Reset, you kind of live from the animation from your soul and your divine design. And then you are in balance.
Yeah.
So Divinema Reset is actually the same as human design, but human design is put up differently. Divinema Reset, it's much simpler, and it's easier, and at the same time it's easier, but it's hard, because you have to go through all what you have neglected and see all the shadow side. So even though it's easier than human design, it's easier because it's less intellectual, because it hacks the intellectual and just go into the energetic to release it. So I actually do the same as human design, or the Divinema Reset does the same in a simpler way, actually. Because then you go in a 9-month program, and you are kind of, wow, I'm a new person. And people actually say that they are a new person after that. It's the life before and after, because you have gone out of your programming.
Yeah, awesome. I'm sorry, but I have to leave you now, because I'm going to my meeting.
Thank you, Jesper, for having time to elaborate on human design.
It was my pleasure, definitely, and thank you for sharing everything about divine design. Now I know a bit more about the divine design. I love that.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Divine Design podcast with Ann-Peggy Divine. Join us next Sunday for another heaven on earth unfolding conversation. With grace, reverence, and unity, may the path of your divine design light the way. From the divine in us to the divine in you.